Hello and welcome to Dr. Red Frizzle here, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about vitamin B10, otherwise known as Pteroylmonoglutamic acid. Now that is a hell of a mouthful. As I mentioned in my last video, I tried to pronounce that word, and I'll write it up here for you just so you know how to spell it. Here we go, vitamin B10. I'll try and say it again. Otherwise known as Pteroylmonoglutamic acid. Now you're probably wondering, well, why have I wrote up that particular name for it? Because there are a multitude of other names for it. What I've just picked is sort of the most obvious and sort of most obscure name. There are, as with a lot of other vitamins, a sort of multitude of various names for it. This particular vitamin is also known as vitamin R as well, but that was sort of primarily what it used to be known as. It's more commonly known now as vitamin B10. It's obviously not more commonly known as that word because it's awkward to say and not many people particularly like spelling it. Okay, so first of all, whereabouts can we get this vitamin from? Well, as we said with other vitamins, one of the good sources of this is whole grains. So this might be whole grain cereal, it might be whole grain bread, whole grains. So that's just like products which have whole grain element to it. There's also mushrooms you can get it from, and bran flakes as well. Mushroom and bran. Okay, so there's a few sort of sources of it. So you probably want to know, what are the deficiency symptoms of this particular vitamin? Well, you can get depression, so I'll write deficiency up here. So you can get depression. You can also get things like constipation, nervousness and skin issues. Nervousness and skin issues, which might be like hard, dry skin, for example. Right, there's a number of different sort of functions that this vitamin is involved in. We've sort of discussed what it can lead to if you don't have enough, but that's completely separate to the functions, which are, one of the functions is that it's involved in the production of folic acid, which my last video on vitamin B9, otherwise known as folic acid, it was relating to that. And I actually mentioned in that video that vitamin B9 could not be synthesized by our body, and to be honest, it can't directly without the use of this vitamin. So that's sort of the terms and conditions for that statement, if you like. Okay, so this vitamin sort of involved in the, so I'm going to say usage of vitamin B10. I'm just going to write B10 just to sort of shorten it down a bit. Okay, so the usage is, as I've just mentioned, production of B9, you know, I mean vitamin B9, so I'm just going to say B9 for that. It's also used in blood cell formation. As you probably saw in my last video, that's also similar to the function of folic acid. Because what you find with a lot of these sort of vitamins which are part of the B complex is that they're so closely related to each other, they actually assist each other in specific functions around the body. So there's not sort of an independent function, they usually just generally work together to do a similar thing. What I'm primarily mentioning is some of the sort of various things that each individual one of these can contribute to. Alright, so you might see a lot of videos like tying in all the different types of vitamins, and this is because they're very sort of closely related. So yeah, that's sort of primarily what the aim of this video is. Okay, so another thing is it's thought that it can lessen the risk of skin cancer, and it's known to be good for the skin. So I'll just write good for skin here. Yeah, so as you'd expect with the deficiency symptoms, you might get skin issues because you actually need this for good, healthy, moist skin. Right, which obviously can sort of help with things like aging, for example, because you get wrinkled skin as your skin gets older and the cells don't renew themselves as quickly and as efficiently. So something else you should be aware of with this is that although it can't be sort of directly synthesized from your body, like because you've got these sources here, there's also a number of other sources. I haven't actually mentioned them. There's like liver and kidneys as well. And the reason why I'm not sort of mentioning liver and kidneys with all these different types of vitamin B is because I'm trying to give you a variety of different sources where you can get these vitamin B products from. So if you watch all my vitamin B videos and sort of eat one from the list for each of these vitamins, then you're going to get a sort of wide range of the particular particular types of vitamin B. Alright, so I haven't mentioned sort of in some of my videos, but I'll mention it in this one, that every single type of vitamin B is a water-soluble vitamin, which means you normally need to consume it on a day-to-day basis. The other thing about this is you'll notice on here I haven't mentioned the recommended daily amount that you're supposed to sort of take of this particular vitamin, and that's because there's no sort of specified upper limit, 'cause you can actually consume quite a lot of it. But when I say quite a lot of it, I don't mean a lot. When I say quite a lot of it, I mean you can sort of consume a lot of food that contains this before you actually get too much of it, basically, because pretty much all foods have particular vitamins in, but they have such sort of small traces of it. We're talking very small amounts here. Like, you'd have to eat a huge amount of stuff, like without taking sort of loads and loads of vitamin supplements, in order to actually reach the sort of overdose level where it can lead to like symptoms of, I haven't actually mentioned that with you actually. The overuse can lead to things like nausea, diarrhea and vomiting. So right, overuse here. Okay, so that's a few things that the overuse can lead to. But sorry, excuse me. But as I've just mentioned, overuse is quite hard to sort of do, because you can actually consume an awful lot of food before you actually get too much of this vitamin. So I hope you found this video helpful, and my next video will be on vitamin B11, which is also known as salicylic acid. Okay, so I'll see you then. Goodbye.